wherever you're coming from. But unfortunately, we also realize there are some schools that did not go through this due to some unavoidable circumstances, and that is why we are reminding you today. So I'm going to go through it very, very first, because some of us actually know what we are talking about. Critical thinking and problem solving. And now, we are supposed to know, first of all, what is critical thinking. Now, first, critical thinking is actually meant to equip us, the learners, not just the learners, but the Elimu scholars of this region, to manage on how to think clearly and, of course, in our decision making. It is supposed to make us responsible young men and to be able to transit our education to the next level, which is tertiary colleges or university. This program prepares us, the learners, to be independent thinkers and, of course, do creativity in our work. Now, the world is dynamic. It keeps on changing, and with this, we are also supposed to change. We are supposed to think globally because, one, some of us left Southern Sudan, some of us left DRC, you came to Kenya, and you are here, and after this transition, after the 4-year season in this particular schools you're in, you'll be moving to another level, and this level is not only in this country, Kenya, but it goes beyond. That is the overseas countries. Now, for you to go with this, then you are supposed to be equipped to think critically and diversely, so that when you get to a different country, you are able to communicate well. You should have these communication skills that will help you communicate when you're outside there. And that is exposure. Some of us, I know, someone talked here about people changing from downtown and coming back to Kakuma and Lodwar. And I want to dispute this by saying you are supposed to be exposed. You can't be born here in Kakuma, Turkana, in the same place. Change is inevitable, and we are supposed to embrace change. So I'm saying, let us try to embrace this change, and let us move on. Whatever you've taken, please go there and embrace the weather. Because if you complain about Eldoret, this 4-year season, you'll be heading to Finland, where you're supposed to dress up like an Eskimo. So we are going to look at first understanding critical thinking. We are going to look at exams. When you do exams, if you're answering a question and you do not understand the question, then definitely you're going to give a wrong answer. You agree with me on that? What is the question asking me to do? Once you know the purpose of the question, that I did well, but when the results come, you realize you actually failed. Why? Because you did not understand. Then creative thinking and innovation, decision-making skills, collaborative problem solving, that we are supposed to solve problems collaboratively. That is, we are supposed to do work in groups, teamwork, so that what I do not alone as an individual, sometimes it becomes a little bit tricky. We shall be looking at critical thinking in digital world, applying critical thinking in real life, and of course, lastly, we are going to reflect on what we have done under critical thinking. So first of all, let us look at understanding critical thinking. So what is critical thinking? It is simply thinking clearly, widely, and of course, diversely. You don't just think where you are. You don't think just at your nose here. Your mind should travel to Transoria. Your mind should travel to Nakuru. Your mind should travel to Nairobi and beyond. You should not just be that person who thinks in a confined area. No. So that is what we are saying. And I want us to do some little activity where you are. I beg someone gives out this. One of it is an assumption, you assume. And another one is an opinion fact. So out of these three sentences, I would want someone to tell me which one is an assumption sentence so that you get it right. Teachers prefer students who perform well academically. Teachers prefer students who perform well academically. That is sentence number one. Sentence number two, science students are more intelligent than arts students. Science students are more intelligent than arts students. That is sentence number number two. And the last sentence says, studying with a timetable improves performance. Studying with a timetable improves performance. So I want someone to tell me which sentence is an assumption. You only give me one, you don't give me the three, so that another person will give another one, an opinion one, and another one will give us a fact. Please carry up your hand. My boys. Yes, can someone give out a mic? Three sentences, but I want three people, one per sentence.
Okay, good afternoon. I are most intelligent than art students. So that is an opinion.
Very correct, very correct. Clap for him. Kindly clap for him.
Should I
just one clap. Let's go. Good. Next.
By the name is Kisamali Kambali. So I would like to say that it is assumed that those students who usually perform well in class, they are largely known by the teacher.
There are those students who perform well like by teachers. That is also correct. It is an assumption. People assume that. It is not true, isn't it? It is never true. We teachers are parents, and parents love all their children. Clap for him. Hey, one hearty clap. Let's go. Okay. Next.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Hey, what happened? What happened to your voice?
My name is Moses Florid Peter from Dururumo High School. So I would like to say that assumption goes to the sentence that says learners who study with timetable helps them to improve their performance. Thanks.
That is our
assumption.
No, no. I'm sorry, brother, but it can never be an assumption. Someone else?
For giving me this opportunity. My name is Gordon Liep Gadgiek from Kenyatta High School. So I would post this question. This sentence said that studying with the timetable improve performance. So this sentence, it is the fact, because a student without timetable cannot perform very well.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Clap for that young man. Between or amongst an assumption, an opinion, and a fact. And that is what we are training you for, to be able to differentiate between these three. That when someone says this is a fact. When someone says this is an opinion. And when someone says this is an assumption. Sawa sawa. And I also want to say, our first speaker who answered said something that captured my mind, that you can call me. Did you hear that? Seriously? You can call me. That is, it means he is not who he is. We can simply call him that. We can simply call you that, but some other time we should also call you with another name. Kindly say you are this. On your name, accept it. Understanding the real problem. Now, we have problems. What problem do you have? Why are you failing mathematics? Why are you telling people that mathematics is a very difficult subject? After all, a subject can only be difficult because you want it to be. But before teacher of the subject, or is it the subject, or is it you? We have three people here. Either the teacher who teaches the subject. So this is an assumption that mathematics is hard, because you are supposed to identify why we are saying mathematics is hard. It's just like someone is sick, and then you say it is malaria. When you say it is malaria, then we are asking, what is the cause of malaria in the first place? We cannot just treat malaria if we do not know the cause of it. So we are looking for the root cause of this problem. And for us to get the root cause of the problem, it will make us understand, and it got into my mind, and it remained there, that mathematics is hard. So this is an assumption that mathematics is hard, isn't it? It is not a fact. Mathematics is not hard. A friend told you it is hard, and you decided it is hard, and you remained there like that, and you've been getting easy in mathematics simply because someone told you mathematics. Try to identify our problems. Once you realize that mathematics is hard because someone told you it is, then you can change from that and say, no, I can do better in mathematics than other people. Once you believe in yourself and you do it, you'll make it. Hallelujah. Yes. So we are saying that identify the cause, the root cause of the problem, and not the symptoms. The symptoms is the assumptions. The symptoms is that the teacher of mathematics is too strict. The teacher of mathematics punishes. I don't like this subject. That the teacher of mathematics likes so and so alone. Those are assumptions. Those are symptoms. Identify the root cause. Once you identify the root cause, then we are good to go. And for us to be able to solve this problem, we are defining the problem, that is number one. And then number two, we brainstorm through. In classes, you've always brainstormed through things, right? Teacher comes to class, poses a question on the board, and then asks you to brainstorm through before you get to the correct answer. So after brainstorming through, then you evaluate. Evaluate the solutions that each and every person has been getting. Like for the three of them who gave us the answers about the assumption, the opinion, and the fact, we are supposed to evaluate the solution after every study, after every discussion. You're supposed to evaluate yourself. Then after evaluation or evaluating your solutions, you implement. Implementation is key. That you try it out. I just realized mathematics is not hard. It has just been in my brain that it is hard. It has been an assumption. So today I am trying this. And after trying it, that is implementation, and then you adjust or you monitor your movements with mathematics. Are we together? Number three, I'm trying to. How do you reason? Like we are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do you reason? You're reasoning from 1, 2, 3, or you're reasoning from 3, 4, 2, 1. How do you reason? It is supposed to be logical, isn't it? So when you start from 3, 4, 2, 1, then that is not logical. You cannot enter into an office and then you say, oh, excuse me, may I come in, and you're already in. That is not logical. So you are using adverse, and you do not believe in hearsay. And we talked about hearsay. That is an assumption, because so and so said Kiswahili is difficult, then Kiswahili is difficult. That is hearsay. Kiswahili is not getting into you. And then there is creativity, thinking, and innovation. Be creative enough, like when we are writing creative compositions or imaginative. These are things you're supposed to create in your mind. You go into the world of imagination. In literature, we go into the world of imagination. You imagine things that are happening, but in real sense, they're not there. Like, for instance, Karanja Kimani in Nairobi University. And when you talk of Asir as Karanja Kimani's wife, then it is not really true. There has never been Karanja Kimani, there has never been Asir, but it exists. So you be creative enough to write. And then avoid fear. Avoid fear and explore ideas. Avoid fear, explore ideas. Then you identify, that is under decision-making skills. And at this level, at this juncture, you are supposed to be a decision maker. You are old enough to decide what. But if I were you, I would not take education as a burden. I would take education as a charisma that is actually building your few options, evaluating short and long-term problems. It is very important for you to evaluate short and long-term problems so that you know how to make a choice of your own, and then you have identified a problem, you have considered options, you have done the evaluation, you have made a choice of your own, and now you are. Next, we have collaborative problem solving, which is also very important. And we say that when you do some things alone, people say that, but when you want to go far, work with other people. So we are saying, do your work collaboratively. When you are in school, discuss, sit together. There is someone who is good at literature in your class, and you are good at mathematics. There is someone who's good at something good is going to really come out of it. And that is why we are saying, solve problems collaboratively. That is number 7 in digital world. We are saying critical thinkers, when you are on the internet, I want you to listen at this carefully. Some of us go to the internet to look for pornographies, to look for good accents, and there is a lot of learning material from the internet. And when you're on the internet, you should be a critical thinker by criticizing the answers you get to the very questions you get from the internet. An answer on the internet, look at it, ask yourself, where is this answer coming from? Is it the correct one? And if it is correct, why did they say it is correct? Try to do your own research. Criticize it because of ABC, but not because someone has just written there, this is the correct answer. No. You should not just be swayed around with what other people do. As a young scholar, for you to be able to understand and move further. And then number 8, that is, how do we apply critical thinking in real life? In other words, we are talking about the importance of critical thinking. And number decision making. Number 1, it helps in decision making. That is, when you think diversely, do you want to adjust your study culture, or do you want to remain that lazy boy in the school? That lazy young man, you think Kiingereza is hard. It is not. it is the assumption. And once you move away from that assumption, then we are good to go. Number 3, critical thinking helps you to solve problems. It gives you the ability, it gives you that stamina. When you keep on thinking, researching, you are reading, rereading, formulating questions, writing, reviewing, and even are so skills. Number 4, it polishes your creativity. It, of course, gives you enough confidence. Like the young men you've seen in front here, when they gave an opportunity to some of us to come here and perform, a number of us were just making noise there, but you could not step on the stage. But I want to applaud for someone to come to the stage and perform before people. It is not that simple. Coming to the stage and speaking to people, it is not that easy. So we are saying that it polishes your creativity as well as gives you, and you want to know, why is this happening and not this one? And why is it happening this way? That is curiosity. It will always give you curiosity. And once a student has curiosity, then that is the right student we have. That is the right learner we have. But you want to know why. And you keep challenging your teachers. And I like it when my students challenge me in class. Hey, madam, you gave us this answer. Why are you giving us this answer? I thought it was like this. Elaboration on the same, so that they understand better. And those students who actually challenge teachers are the students who help the entire class to understand. And then lastly, and the most important one, it solves academic challenges. I do. That when you left home, you came to school as an individual. When you came to Equity Foundation, that institution, you got a group of friends. And either you got positive friends or negative friends, whichever the case. Give me an answer. Every time you change your friends now that you are finishing from 3 and you are the next candidature in next year. Peer pressure. You are actually an usher in your church, but when you go to school in Form 1, you went to the CU, you went to ICS, you went to the Muslim class. First term after half term, you never appeared there again. What happened to you? And then the next thing in second term, we realize you are actually the one. And then when your parent is go to school, she is the first one to say, mtoto wangu hapana. But that is true, because your parents know you differently. And you are here, you got into a group that actually initiated you into smoking marijuana and cocaine. So can you decide? Decide where you're going now. You have not only 1 year ahead of you. If you're talking about, are you going to go back to that village where you came from? Are you going to go back to that camp where you came from? With those people who never had an opportunity like this one that you heard and never went to school. Or you are going to move on and be an example to the entire society. That is your decision, not mine, not anyone's. In a meeting within yourself, as you leave this place, what do you want to be? If you've been good, because some of us are very good, for that, start conferencing within yourself and ask yourself, how long am I going to be like this? Stop lying to yourself that my neighbor went to Sydney. It will depend on what you get. And your life determiner is actually KCSE. Let me tell you the truth. Your life determiner is KCSE, nothing else. When you get to the university, you are already undertaking the course. And after the end of the course, the 6 or 7 year season, you are a doctor ready. But what determines you being that doctor that you want to be? It is KCSE. What you score in KCSE is what will define the faculty you are going to pick at the university level. And then the last one, you reflect. You reflect. You did this, it worked. You did this, it did not work. So you are reflecting on it so that it works. So as you leave this place, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, don't leave the same way you came. You've been attending one, including that one who's had to whisk out of that camp, that village, with the Elimu Scholar Foundation. That equity only is in the camp. Why not those other friends of yours in the village? You went to the same primary school. That's still you can be given is being done for you and money. And when it's a gathering like this, you are taken care of. You are, and still, they're calling you and begging that can you come for the Congress? Can you come for the meeting? And you are, and you know when you say the money is not yet in the account and they're working on it, and you have the money, you have your own money, and a good learner, a good student, a settlement. And I can go to Big Hurt. I have a brother who has a motorcycle. I can get to Big Hurt and call the coordinator and tell him, there is no fare. Which kind of learner are you? How lucky are you? You see, you should first of all think you are very lucky. Very lucky for you to be here, very lucky for you to be chosen, and very lucky for you to be a member of the Equity Foundation Elimu Scholars. With Raj, a teacher of English literature. I wish you all the best, and I want you to excel. God bless you.
Guys, let's have a better clap for Mwalimu. A better clap for Mwalimu. Be ready. Be ready. Our scholars of our partner, bring me tafadhali. Our scholars of our partner, bring me tafadhali out of Kobele. Out of Kobele. Kwanza lete hapa takuja ngoto. Buka. Ngoto. Buka. Zunguka. Zunguka. Weka moja hapa. Weka moja hapa. Good man. Good man. Ngine hapa. Ngine hapa. Weka top. Haya. Hapo. Weka top. Haya. Hapo. Hello, media. I want to move this one. Guys, now we've reached a juncture where I'm going to bring to you Happy Lives, led by Happiness, because we want you to give, because we want you to give who have been in your shoes, scholars who have gone through this program, scholars who have excelled in this program. I will want the team. I will want the team. Yeah. You take a photo, they know you are a chaperone. Who? Huh? Nataka it now. Huh? Nataka it now. To have Bado. Okay, for now, let's have this one. It happens, this one. It happens that to Happiness and her team, they will introduce themselves, they'll tell and her team, they will introduce themselves, they'll tell you what they are doing, and I don't want to preempt their discussion. And still, even you are now learning. My colleagues, what when you are now learning. My colleagues, what wants to do in the postgraduate.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Willis. So the sessions.
The postgraduate.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Willis. So the sessions are very. We are now off to an amazing for us today. So what is worthy to an amazing for us today? So what they do? Which institutions are they? A former Wings to Fly scholar. Found my entire journey. Institutions are they? A former Wings to Fly scholar. Found my entire journey. Let's say educate new levels and introduce yourself, your name. Educate new levels and introduce yourself, your name.
God is good all the time. Yeah, I know I'm not new. Yeah, I know I'm not new. Sidio. Naina jai wana surang. Naina jai wana surang. Yeah, I'm also serving this. A leader. Yeah, I'm also serving this. A leader. I'm a coordinator. Oh, hello. So, I did health promotion. I did health promotion. I'm not working. I'm doing business. I'm a businessman person. That's what feed me.
Place to
I think scholar. I think scholar.
Military.
Dr. Abraham Lometo, accountant.
Thank you. Each one of them have I'd like one of the future and words and get that A. So maybe
School done. To fail a scholarship, I have been
you just to show that you've experienced.
Back then, was just a normal student. I Form 3 a prefect, especially Form 3 a prefect, especially staff, deputy principal, the day for discipline. She's the one who called me the day for discipline. She's the one who called me and told me, Abol, you can do this, you can lead these people, you're a good girl. And I was like, I'm not really sure I can do this, but she told me, yes, you can accept it because I really liked it. But I tried to like cope with it, and I tried to make sure like anytime that people are doing their duties, I just tried to make sure that they did it to their best so that when I'm in class, I'm not called.
The transition you think you've experienced and how you've successfully overcome it?
I think the biggest transition was when my results dropped in A minus. Immediately, I knew from then henceforth that my life is gonna pan out smoothly. I knew that my future, I was really amazed with myself.
And a minor, because I expect all of us here, we have very open freedom to choose whatever.
I have been placed to do health sciences. Today you might have something that, and the moment everything that you had built for, but I know even in my family.
Okay, wow. When things didn't go as planned, and what the experience?
Yeah, the first time, bank. I work as a bank. You apply because when you're getting rejection, when you've graduated, and that when you've graduated, and that you can I get positive. I get positive.
And you also the era was to learn was Then to learn how to just live with them, improve and adapt and fail. You can learn how to just live with them, improve and adapt and fail. You can
Yeah.
improve and adapt and fail. You can
Yeah. Of the. Yeah. Of the. Of the. It was a rough way. It was a rough way. It was a rough way. When I was informed, you know,
James, how did
God says go wrong this side for long with it. God says go wrong this side for long with it. Challenges now you score, go wrong this side for long with it. Challenges now you score tomorrow.
Miriam? Still on the same.
There was a point that make it to a national school, or like a good grade. It was so good, like it came to my county school. Even this awareness to learn and also top. So I learned how to.
The school doesn't matter. She had said it doesn't have to be a national. Just give an advice to us. About thinking about what is it after school? What is it if I a little on that? I think we can start from. Are we together? Can we allow James?
Excuse me. I just.
What mindset should they have? Can we be quiet?
To you guys.
What mindset should they have? Can we be quiet?
To you guys is that, see, you get a be constant and equal time that you have at term. So this time want that you have at term. So this time want.
Stand. The table cannot read notes. Can remember the instruction. The one that's note and then balance every grade in its process. And then balance every grade in its process. And so know your
I don't think if I have, I would like. I don't think if I have, I would like to tell you from today. I just want to know the reason. Tell you from today. I just want to know the reason why you are in school. You will get the motivations will come from you. Okay? Fanya mambo yako. Education pia inataka maombi. Why you are in school to see you and I wish you.
Okay, it's a difficult one. If I had done this, maybe what to have. If I had done this, maybe what to have an A. You like to have an A. Like for me, I was when I was doing the scholarship, you know. But if for me, I was when I was doing the scholarship, you know. But if you're just studying and you're like under, universities within and outside of best, and I hope we'll see you when you come through your education journey.
I want to say we should learn how to have purpose. You kind of motivate before us said, if you have a purpose, you have an aim, you have to be self.
Hi
So with
guys,
that, let the word refugee limit your level. With that, I'm so happy to meet you when you arrive. Thank you.
Okay, we can listen.
Hakuna rahisi, si ndio? If you fail to believe yourself, so mambo basi mzuri. Akufunzi. So wewe enda kwa shule.
Okay, thank you. Amazing word of advice, just to let you know, does not deter. And they also mentioned something about knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses. Did you also get that right? Then they also said, motivation comes from within. They might sit here and say, did you also get that right? Entire year. So it means tuko na nini? Purpose. Have purpose. For you to get fulfilled. So, thank you guys. Thank you. So on to the last. So what opportunity almost, Miriam?
Because I remember we have the grade, you have them. So I felt, and at the point I was told that my inner self might live to regret it.
Can I have you? I'm Safiri next.
I decided to go back to high school. Imagine you currently getting a B+ in Kaku High School and start earning 9,000 a month. So this 9,000 will be helping the whole family. But you now, you decide to go back to school. It's like maybe I will drop from that to take the risk. And I at the moment, I'm dreaming about Canada. So my body is here, but my mind is already there. So the decision was worth trying it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Msafiri. Like you had, they both mentioned take risk. And right now he's here by body, but the mind is already where? In Canada. So where would you want to be? By body here, then where do you want your mind to take you right now? You want an A? You want an A minor? So start thinking about that. Yes, you can have you, Abraham.
I think I have two scenarios. The first scenario, since I joined high school, I've been having a problem in mathematics. And when I always know in mind, I will get A in every subject. But math, I'm going to get E. Because even though I try to calculate, even though I try to do, when you're in Lord High School, you do math hours, it was not helping me. But it reached Form 4, second term, and the teacher told me that I can help you by doing operation 10 marks, that you start doing the calculation of 10 marks because you are weak in this part A. So, and then when the paper comes, you have to make sure that section 2, you know at least 6 questions. And I told the teacher, no, I've already know my future in math. I said, no, just give it a try. So when you're in Lord High School, you know me. By the time I finish up Lord High School, I had a mathematics in B, and I never get that grade.
Non-mathematicians in the house also say hi. So, Abraham actually gave us a tip, Max. So that is a tip. Kindly, if you're smart, you'll write that down, then go try it. That is a tip. So on to you, Abul. Thank you, Abraham. We will have gems, so be a little bit patient. Okay, hi guys.
Yeah, mine is going to be short. I remember when I was in high school, there are times that I had some complications when I was in high school, and at some point I was advised to actually leave school and come join any other school. I was studying in Machakos, a school called St. Francis, and at some point my family advised me to come and join any other school in the camp. But I had to refuse because I knew in the camp the environment is not really that conducive for you to get whatever grade you want. And just joining a day school, and I was in a boarding school since I was 11 years old. So I kind of adapted to boarding school, and it would actually be hard for me to stay in a day school. Yeah, so I had to refuse and continue with the school that I was. And I don't regret it, because maybe if I had come to Kakuma and joined any other day school, I wouldn't have gotten the grade that I had, and maybe I wouldn't have gotten USC. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So what you're getting from Abul is that move from your comfort zone. If the camp is your comfort zone and you're in a different school and you have options of coming back home, ask yourself, if I go back home, will I really challenge myself and learn and adapt and see what other people are doing out here? So thank you very much for that. Justin, we can have you now.
Thank you. If I remember very well, the question was asking a time where you almost missed out of an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I would say I almost missed out on an important leadership role. Mm-hmm. When I was in high school, I was the deputy school captain. Mm-hmm. Then it reached a point where the school captain had gotten a very bad injury, and he had to. He was not in school for quite some time, so I had to step in as the school captain. But mind you, that time I also had my goals that I was pursuing. So I was now caught off road between balancing my academics transcript and at the same time also my leadership at school, attending to my leadership roles. So I could see that my grade had started plummeted due to my undivided attention. So I almost dropped that leadership role for the purpose of focusing solely on my academics. But that's when my head teacher pulled me aside and he told me, actually, Justin, leadership is part of life. You don't have to resign from being a captain solely for your academics. You can do both of them together. You can never escape leadership in life. And that's why I embraced what he told me. And I was able to, take up that leadership role and at the same time continue with my academics. And I'm actually very grateful for that, because anywhere I go right now in the application processes, you would be asked, what were you doing? What extracurricular activities did you do in high school? And I'm always very quick to write that I was a captain. And mind you, I almost resigned at that role. So that was a thing, an opportunity that I had almost lost.
Okay, thank you, Justin. So he's brought in a very nice concept, extracurricular activities in school. You're talented in football, games, leadership, become a prefect, take up these roles, because apart from academics, what other thing makes you standing out here? So he says you cannot escape leadership at all. So thank you for those amazing words. James, we are back to you.
Yeah, boys, let me start by advising you, saying, if you cannot believe yourself, the world will not believe you. Whatever you do it your best. If you cannot believe yourself, even the world will not believe you. It's just the mind, you set mind. Take mind that you are young. You are boys. Come on. You are not young. By the way, I failed in school, eh? I go to see. Clap for me. But at least I attended 2 courses. I did accounting first. This man knows. And then I go again. I did the course of health promotion in KMTZ. Clap for me. Those are 2 certificates. It's not easy. It's not easy. You have to be determined. Be determined by all means. I have to do it. Mnanipata? So, kama umeamua kusoma, just go. Soma. Mimi najua mnajua wenyewe. Lakini usikubali maisha lemee kusukume kwa kona. Ikikusukuma hii kona, wewe pia sukuma hii kona. Bara chamana, bara tegemee. Chamana, yani usiaibishe hii kampuni. Najua, let me tell you the truth. They are outside. I don't know kama inaendelea saa hizi. Kitambo when you fail and you are being sponsored by Equity, oh, that village will not sleep. And again, make the matter worse, fail again in life. But you become miserable. Even your parents will chase you away because you misuse.
Okay.
Yeah, that is that. In fact, Kitambo, when you fail and you are a member of Equity, kwanza wings to fly. Sisi ndio hawa tulikuwa tunaenda Nairobi kula makuku huko. Wapi?
James, can we wrap it up? We still have another round. Okay.
Oh, sawa.
Okay, clap for James. Okay, thank you, James. So, what I'm getting from James is that even if you get a C, even if you get a C+, even if you get a B and a B+, there is still options for you to still be determined. You can still go to college. You can still start a business. It doesn't end with you getting an A and an A minor. There is still chances for everyone, no matter what, no matter the grade. So this chance is now for you guys to ask the panelists any question you have. So I don't know who will be helping us with the mics. Yeah, Nancy is there. So if you have any question, just raise your hand. I already see one hand there. 2, 3. Wow, this is really nice. Hope you guys are ready with the answers. So we can have the chaperones helping Nancy with the mics. You can stand if you have a question. Just stand if you have a question so that it will be easy to spot you. You say your name, which school you are in, then now you ask your question kindly.
Okay, thank you. I'm by the name of Oliver Seth Abuisha. I'm from Goseta Boys, deputy captain at Goseta Boys. So I kind of have like 3 questions. Question number 1, there's this thing you said about co-curricular and leadership. Now the question is, what about for the person who does both? Like for me, I'm in co-curricular. That's specifically music, and I'm also a leader. So sometimes controlling those things. Currently, I'm at a C, but when I joined Form 1, I was at an A minor, a B plus. I hear that there's still time to recover, but sometimes my mind tells me that are you really gonna make it? Because you have a lot of obstructions that are distracting you from reaching your goal. Number 2, the question is, if you don't have the refugee ID, can you really get the scholarship that we're talking about? Because most of us here, our aim is to get the scholarship, especially to go. My dream university is Toronto University. And question number 3, we have people from funny backgrounds and from heavy things, heavy lives we have passed through. For example, at me, I'm the firstborn at our home, so it's like I have a lot. I have many depending on me, and we are out of 10 children. So the question is, sometimes we go to school with our luggages back from home. So how do you cope with all those things so that you can stay in touch? And how can I change my grade for now? Because I believe there is time, but utilizing the time is now the problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Oliver, for the amazing question. So the first question on co-curricular and leadership, we'll have Justin answer that.
Okay, so Austin, I presume that's your name. I want to say first
The
of all,
name is Oliver.
Oliver,
Yeah.
sorry. You are in 2 things, extracurricular activities and leadership. You know, actually that's a blessing. Not all people seated here are actually able to handle that. And the fact that you've recognized that you have those abilities, that's already a plus. I want to say that the only way you can able to manage those 2 is by managing your time correctly. Don't drop one in favor of the other. You are special in your own way. That's why you have those 2 abilities. Those things will really come in handy when you're applying for scholarship. They do take those things very seriously. So you just manage your time well, know when is the time to go to do for your curricular activities, music, I presume that's what you said. And when you are in class, also know that a class time is a class time. Yes, I know you are a leader, but when you are in class, let all activities regarding to leadership, let them be handled after class. Set for yourself a boundary. And I'm very sure you'll be able to handle those 2 activities together.
Okay, thank you. Hope that answers the first question. On the second question, since he mentioned the University of Toronto, and we have a ball here, he's talking about not having the refugee ID. Does it affect him getting access to the scholarship?
Yeah, I think Mariam actually said it. I don't know, but getting the scholarship, it's not only about the grade. You need to have your refugee ID, your manifest, your school. Like, I think when you're applying, The only thing that it's not a must for you to have is the KCSE certificate, because during the application process, the certificate, like the government takes like 1 year to process the certificate, so you can apply using your results slip during that time. Then afterwards, you can go and get your certificate from the school. But you need your manifest, you need your refugee ID, and your results slip.
Okay, so that Mariam can and Safiri, because she mentioned he has no documents, but you can just say what you wanted to say, then you can pass it to Mariam.
Okay, just want to clarify on that. We have some of us who didn't have IDs when we were applying for the scholarships, but there is some people who actually facilitate this thing. For example, Mr. Duale, the UNHCR education officer, he usually writes you a recommendation to the field post, then they process your ID very faster. So you just get the grade, and then everything will be sorted out. Yeah.
Okay, anything to add, Miriam?
My colleagues, as you have said, Mr. Duale can write for you a recommendation to get the ID, but it's not as easy as that. For you to have a refugee ID, you must do the eligibility interview. And if it dawns on you that you have finished your KCSE, you have a good grade, and you've never done the eligibility interview, because that is what determines if you should be granted a refugee status or not. And that's not in the hand of UNHCR or other organizations here. That's in the hand of the government of Kenya. What I'd advise you, don't wait for you to finish your exam so that you can apply for it. Start as early as now, because I really suffered with that. I wasted a whole 2 years following up on that. And from Duale, you can only get Duale's help if you've only done that interview and you are considered as a refugee. So Duale facilitates you receiving your waiting earlier, but not, not the decision from the government of Kenya. So start working on it as early as now. And always put that determination of yours to get a scholarship in front everywhere you go. You can go for complaints, say, I'm a student, I'm supposed to finish, and I've not done the interview yet or stuff. They will work on it earlier, so you won't have to suffer after your examinations.
Thank you for that clarification, Miriam. Hope now we've gotten the alerts. If you don't have the refugee ID up to now, start the process. She's already mentioned what you need to do. Go through the interview, all those applications, so that you don't miss out on an opportunity that might transform your life. The other question was around background challenges. So, Abraham, you might answer that. Having challenges, and how do you cope and still balance your work at school?
I can say that when you came from North Rift, when you came from Turkana, the reason why we're still behind is because we have too many people who depend on us. Me, for example, I'm the only one in my family that I went to national school. And when I was graduated, 90%, I was the one who paid I was financing myself. So now you have graduated, and now there are people asking, I'm your uncle, brothers. Now they start looking at you. So first, you should eliminate that there's no funny background like Cambo. You should be proud of where you are. I'm always proud when someone says I'm humble. That's what introduced me, but I don't take it for granted. The second thing is that you have to know your priorities. You have to know your needs. When you maybe you get 1,000, you cannot give it to your family. You start in maybe 1,000, and then know what do you need first, and then your family later. So that when you know your needs and you know your family needs, it can be easy for you to know how you will help them. Because even if you get 500,000 right now and you don't know your family needs, and you cannot differentiate your need and your family, it's going in the next few days. It's over, because maybe you'll take them to Elie, maybe you'll take them to Loda, to nice restaurant, and done. But when you know your need of a family, and you classify them according to you, that's the only way can help you to escape that background and make you a middle learner?
Thank you, Abraham. So just to chip in there, because I'm also a scholar, I was also a scholar. So being a Wings to Fly scholar, we know that the challenges back at home, there's the lack of finances and the things that you don't have, the basic needs. I will sit down and ask myself, this shopping I get from the branch, will it be enough for me to feed the family every year? Will it be enough for me to feed them after I'm done with my Form 4? No. So I was looking forward to sharing the little that I had, but prioritizing also my safety, my comfort, for me to study and pass and, create a future for myself. So I think like your background should be a motivation to actually get that A and A minor, get that scholarship, go to Canada so that when you're coming back home, you already have access to opportunities, networks, and you can also save your entire siblings without you having to share the little that is being given to you. So I hope that motivates and answers you, Oliver. So we had someone else standing. The other question? Any other question? Okay. We can take just 3 more questions. So we have the guy there.
Okay. First, I'm called James Omar John.
Okay.
From Joyland Special Secondary School. So my question is based on the grades, on grading system. So we are only, you people are talking A minor. So when I reflect on what your colleague says, that for the first time when he was set for the national examinations, he get a B plus, of which in that B plus, he was not satisfied, and he go ahead. Now, so if somebody get C plus, and he was getting B plus, now, and again, he went and he get A minor, and he get now the scholarship. What was bothering him from getting a scholarship while he was getting B plus? It means that if I can get maybe B plus or C plus in my KCSE, and I don't have other chance to go back to school, maybe to get that A, how can I help myself as maybe I'm about to go to abroad, maybe to Canada, somewhere else?
Musafiri, I think that question is directed to you. Did you get it clearly?
It was long. The question was long. But what I think he's asking is, what if I get a C plus and then I don't get the opportunity to go back to school? Is that the question? Okay. Getting an A plane or an A minus or a B plus, it's not what is can make you great, okay? But what makes you great is getting what is best for you. I had a B plus and I went back to school, and that B plus, it was a best grade. And if you're not satisfied with that C plus, and you want a school to go to, the same school that you got that C plus, if you go back to that school and you focus more, I'm very sure you can improve your grade. If you don't have any other opportunities, because these opportunities, they're not found easily. Like mine, I was connected with someone who was in Anesta, and that's a private school. So the directors had to sponsor me because I had a good grade. Okay? So if you don't have that ability of getting a school in Nakuru, with your determination, I'm very sure you can still do wonders in the same school that you were. Sawa? So that's all I can say.
To add something on that, not all scholarships require an A or an A minus. We have other scholarships taking B plus. We have other scholarships even taking C plus for girls in Canada. And you getting a grade that's a bit lower doesn't mean it's the end. We have a lot of opportunities in the camp. We have a lot of, and then get a scholarship to go abroad at masters. It's not only guaranteed at WUSC, and we have so very many master scholarships, a lot of opportunities here.
Thank you, guys. So what we're trying to get here is do research and ask questions for you to get information. For instance, now you can, after Mariam leaves here, you can go have a chat with her and know how did she hear about this information about scholarships. For instance, the scholarship of C plus for the girls, how did she hear about that? So that when you are done, you can also do your own research and maybe learn something that will work for you The other question, we have two more slots. Okay, I can see several hands, so yeah.
So I'm Moch Matak Bijur, St. Joseph Boys High School.
Be a bit louder, we can't get you.
So my question was towards Miriam. You said that at some point you were at disparity because of the documents and maybe the qualifications required by WUS. So I wanted that maybe you elaborate further. What are some of the qualifications? Justin has said that maybe participating in co-curricular activities, and yeah, those are some of the qualifications. And I have heard from some friends also that they consider English very much. So maybe there are some qualifications that are required. So you tell us so that we prepare hard. Thank
you. For the part of the documentation, as I elaborated earlier, many students face that challenge because they might not have gone through the eligibility interview before they finish their examinations. So that doesn't guarantee Dwale or other UNHCR staff that you will automatically get a waiting or an ID when they write for you a recommendation. That's when I said, talk to your parents since you're in school. They'll be following up with the field post and UNHCR, or you can even alert Dwale in advance to try to follow up for you when you're still in school. Because if you have the grade and all other qualifications, but you are not a refugee, because as long as you don't have the mandate, that applies to all nationalities except the Somali and the South Sudanese. So if you're not a South Sudanese and a Somali, you need to do an eligibility interview to be considered as a full refugee. And as a requirement for SRP, that's WUSC, you must be a refugee recognized by Kenya. And then for the grades change, but to be on a safer side, for girls you should at least have a B+, a B+ and a B plain. But for the boys, I think you need an A, an A and an A-. I won't lie, I haven't seen a boy with a B+. They're there? Yeah, thank you. If you are a boy who did your examinations from a refugee school, Dwale advocated for you guys, so if you had a B+ in the refugee camp, you can get the scholarship. But that applies only for those who did the examinations in the refugee camp. If you did the examinations down country, you need to have an A or an A-. Yeah. And definitely you can't have an A-, an A plain, and a B+ if you don't have a good grade in English. So that means for you to have that mean grade, you have at least average grades for all the subjects. Yeah.
Thank you, Miriam, for the information. Hope that answers your question. Our next. Okay.
Okay. Once again, I'm delighted to recognize your presence. The question is to the Somali Bantu alumni. In community, we had most of the Somali Bantu students fails, and their normal excuse is climate condition and whatever. So I was just wondering, how did you withstand this harsh climate? You stand strong until you got B+. Yeah, and another question is to the leader, co-curricular activities and whatever. I personally, I participate in 3 curricular activities, which is music, drama, and debate. And of course, I'm the leader of all these 3 clubs. So I was just about to ask, what is the benefit of these clubs? How does it help? Yeah.
Okay, so I got 2 questions. You got yours, Msafiri? Okay, you can answer that, then we'll have Justin.
Okay, as a candidate who did my KCSE in the refugee setup, it was never easy. And one thing that I'm very sure made me to get that grade, it was my cycle. I was with some brothers, and we were always motivating each other. Imagine they will determine what we could get at the end. There is a school in town, it's called Town. So we were footing from Kakuma 3 to town, and we go and pay 100 Kenyan shilling just to do a practical there in chemistry, you see? So this is all about determination and having a clear goal. The environment also, it's never conducive because we unasoma saa hii ndio hiyo upepo, vitabu zimeshaenda. Unaona? And then, if you see I'm wearing these eyeglasses, it is because of the conditions in Kakuma. First of all, I was reading in a dim light. Secondly, vumbi, ikanyaribu macho. But still, siku give up. Sawa. This environment, actually, they were motivating me to work better so that niende mahali yenye itani favor more, a conducive environment. And that is what I did. Sawa. So the first thing, choose your cycle, determine what mko nao the same interest, and then just stay focused. Na ujitume. Everywhere you can do wonders. You can do wonders everywhere, no matter what, no matter the environment or the conditions. Sawa. So just have a clear goal. Thank you.
Okay, Justin.
Yeah, my brother there was asking what is the use of co-curricular activities and extra co-curricular activities. You know, they say all work without play makes Jacks a what? All work without play makes Jacks a dull boy, sorry. Scholarships, they want students who are all-rounded, who are able to do anything, who have diversified themselves. You can't be only good with books, like the only thing you do is read books and pass exams. You are not a robot. You know, the human body, you can't treat it as if it's a robot. You must always look for ways to distress yourself. And that's why you have those extracurricular activities at schools. I believe that you would not be in those activities if you are not good at them. So for you to be playing football in Form 3, that means you are actually good at football. That means it's even your talent. And you can't abandon your talent in the expense of education. Those should. So the essence of those activities is the scholarships don't want you to be super. You also have, so they want to combine all that, like in football, in Form 4. Those activities.
Q&A somewhere. Answers for you guys from this a bit interesting. So moving on with their lives from this session here. Also, describe yourself as an animal that you feel like that will be you. If you are in the animal kingdom, what will you be? Will you be a lion, an ostrich, a flamingo maybe? So one final message for them to remember. Is it on? Can pass it to sit? Pardon?
Hey.
No.
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one message for them.
What I'll tell you boys, where's Zama? One nine atake. Eh, siniyo. Nani atake? Hata nilikuwa nataka lakini njia ya kufika hapo. So hata ukitaka be discipline number 1. Because when you are this biashara answer side.
Okay, thank you, James.
For you guys, boys, all discussed here is just bull and crab story. A purpose. When you have a purpose, you will self-motivate yourself. You will not want anyone to come and motivate you. Tigers are very aggressive.
One message is a way, and you never know till you try. You never know if you can get that A plane, A minus, B plus, B plane, B minus, until you try. Some fierce, very loving and warm.
Wow, that is nice.
For me, I'll just leave you with a quote, which says that the road of ignorance leads, And if I were an animal, I think I would like to be a camel.
Why a camel?
Okay. Why a camel? Like it lives in the desert. So that's why.
Me, I will give you advices. That's the only way. And you know your limitation. When you know your limitation, it's a zebra camouflage.
Nice.
People say zebra don't camouflage because you know that lion is hunting him. So the way you can be able to become zebras to choose, but that's where the zebra camouflage.
Thank you, zebra today. Let's have your bull.
Yeah, to change. You have the time to change the bad behaviors that you used to have. I'm not saying you are bad kids. Achana na kiburi, it won't help you anywhere in your life. There is no certificate of being hard-headed. Sawa. Nia achana nazo, because people be having peer pressure. You want to party, you want to drink, you want to smoke, you want to vape when you're in life. Sawa. And if I were an animal, I would like to be an eagle.
Why? Flies very high. Wow. Can we give them a round of applause? So I know we could go on and on, but this marks the end of very well. And for those who are traveling to you, the next time we meet, I want to see graduates, then we will talk. And if I was to be an animal, I'd be a chameleon. Don't ask why. Bye.
Hi everyone. That is very tempting music. I hope two things. First, how many of you know that we actually have a global universities program for our scholars? Do you know that equity and our paid interns, scholars, for free of charge? So I wanted to let you know that beside that is dedicated and sits at the head of opportunities, and not just in Canada, all students abroad, in Harvard, in Yale, in whichever university you want to go to. So if you're interested in going to global universities, start thinking about, start to prepare you and to guide you as soon as now. That program is free. We have mentors, we have coordinators, let you know. No matter what grade you get, no matter what grade you get in KCSE, there is A's or A minuses. I even don't need as I'm standing in front of you and I'm leading teams, and I'm minuses or even B's or, you know, but there are teams within the education team that are dedicated to support you, and I'm hearing a lot of noise at the back. There are teams that are dedicated to support you wherever you end up. Firstly, I already talked about some of our scholars will go to our global universities. So once you graduate from high school, usipote, tutafute, heriwenda branch yenye iko, ulize what's the next plan. That are dedicated to support our scholars in universities. So if you go to local universities, there is a team. Thirdly, ships. Sawa sawa. And again, we have an entire team that is dedicated to support our students get into this, but we understand we all cannot be the same. So do not disappear on us after Form 4. We have other programs that are designed to support you succeed in life. And I told you earlier, my work is to support you at alumni level. So when you graduate, my desk is meant to support you, get either a really good job, my last thing, yeah? I want us to dream big. The goal, and I usually tell young people this, the goal is not just your family. What is it called? Supporting your family. The goal is Africa. Guys, the goal is very, very big. Africa is our business. To develop this continent. So we put our skills together. So wherever you end up, wherever you go, the big assignment is transforming Africa for us, third world. a third world continent, the dark continent. But we are talented. We are skilled. We have a duty to transform Africa. So wherever you go, have that in mind. The big goal is Africa. Sawa sawa. And the last thing before I introduce our guest, our guest, Willis, I want us to do something quickly. I want us to do one quick energizer. I'm going to tell you a story. Before I tell you what this energizer is, I'm going to tell you a story. And every time I say three. So I want to test your communication skills, yeah? Every time let's stand up. Tusimame tafadhali. American hapa, wherever you want to go. And we are here to support you. All you have to do is do your part and let us do our job. Aya, I want you to take which hand? This is my right hand, sawa? Put your right hand like this. Your lafu. It is okay. All right. So we all have our hands like this, indio? And then your left hand. Where is your left hand? No, usino. Where is your left hand? So your left hand, I want to put your left hand like this on top of your neighbor's finger. Can someone help me demonstrate? Willis, please join me on stage. What are to demonstrate? Sawa, allow us to demonstrate. Someone can help me demonstrate. I need someone on the stage. Kuta, come. All right. Hey. So this is my right hand and this is his left. I want us to put. All right. Can everybody see me? You see what we've done here? No, simwekele na nguvu. Honestly, surely. Okay, sawa. All right, the instructions were, I'm going to tell you a story. I will tell you a story, and when I say number 3, you try and grab your neighbor's finger. So your work is to try, your work is to try and not have your finger grabbed. Sawa? So you try to grab. No, you don't have to take them over there. Thank you. So, back to my instructions. Sawa? Thank you. So your work is, when I say number 3, you try to grab your neighbor's finger. And if your finger is like that, you try and ensure your neighbor doesn't grab. Nikisema number 3. Kuna mtu mikono zake zote. There's someone whose fingers are all up. Your right is up, but your left is perfect. Can we give it a try? All right, let's listen to the story. There lived a man who had 6 children. This man, once upon a time, there lived a man who had a city in Kakuma with his wife and 3. Yeah, should we go one more time? So, when I was a little girl, I used to love storybooks. One day, my father got me a storybook called The Titanic Trio. So this book was about 3 characters. Guys, we may take our seats. I hope the conversation here was insightful. I want to encourage you to continue doing your best at school. Sawa? There's so much the world has to offer. I need you guys to do your part at school so that we can also do our jobs at supporting you become the greatest version of yourself. I wish so much.
Guys, we want to have a serious discussion which will take the shortest time possible. The media team, I hope we posted the presentation. We are good? So, the topic of today will be mental strength, identity, thriving beyond displacement. Cynthia, mental strength, identity, thriving beyond displacement. And we want to look at people with resilient mind, rooted identities, and limitless futures. If you saw the presentation that was done here by the scholars who have gone to Canada, there are people who have limitless futures. Will find that they had a resilient mind. So to have that discussion, we have to look at your journey. At this journey, they say that your story is not defined by where you are forced to move, but by the strength, wisdom. And we say that today it's not just about where you came from, it is about who you are becoming, what you will carry with you, and the future you want to build. All right? You have to have a proper journey. So when you're having the discussion, we have several objectives. And the objectives include, are not limited to the ones you can see. That is understanding what mental strength really means. We need you to recognize your strengths. We want you to explore your identity beyond displacement. Learn practical coping mechanisms. Build confidence for your future. Create your personal action plan. Guys, when we are having this discussion, you'll find that some of us still believe that they are still bound with the issues that are happening in your various countries. The things which are happening in your various countries might be devastating, but it is not because they love you too much. It's because you are the people who are going to build your various countries. Is it true or false? True or false? Because of the civil strife that has been happening in some of our countries, we'll find that even the infrastructure for going to school, infrastructure of hospitals are not there, Cindy. But we need you. You are the people who are going to build. And for you to build, you cannot build something and yet you have not built yourself. And that's the reason why we want you to have. Ask him. Hata kwa namjua jina. Muulize, what is his name? Aseme one strength he's proud of, and one dream you have in future. Be in pairs. I'll give you 1 minute. Kindly, name one strength someone is proud of and one dream you have for the future. And I'm going to ask questions after this. Usipouliza, I'll ask. Chaperone? 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 Kimbia. All right. We've already done the question. Chaperones, everyone here was asked the same question. So, go to anyone, atuambie what the neighbor said. You might not say the name, but you can say one strength that they are proud of and what they dream of. Let's go to any. And my students, kindly be open and just say. Boys, all of us were talking. Kama utaki kuongea toka, uende home. Uko nyuma. I've seen you turning down. Wewe, nimekuona. Or did the people, whatever you said, were they so private? Kule, kuna mtu anataka kusema? Haifanyi? Asi kule, washia watu zima vitu? Unawashiwa? Hapo, kunayo? Kuna mtu ataweza kuongea hapo? Just say what your neighbor said.
So my neighbor said that one of his strength that he's proud of is passing his examinations.
Mm-hmm.
Then is one dream that he has in future is becoming a doctor.
Perfect. Another person?
Yes. My neighbor is Meshach Bekorimana. He said one strength he has is boldness.
Mm-hmm.
And his dream is being a lawyer.
Oh, awesome. You have to be bold to be able to study. Yes?
My neighbor says he went to be a lecturer.
Yeah?
Yes.
And what does the strength?
The strength?
Good advisor.
Yes.
Perfect. Another one?
Yeah, good afternoon. I have my neighbor here. He said that his name Matai.
Mm-hmm.
And he say his strength is he believes.
Oh, perfect. And lastly, hapa katikati, mtu hajasema hapa. Hii line yote hadi kule chini. And funny thing, you guys, you are not talking about yourself, you are talking about your neighbor. And you are unaogopa kuongea. Nashindwa, aya, let's say, sema.
My friend said, you are fraud of passing my exam. So another one, which is question 2. One dream you have for the future.
Surgical doctor. That's bold. All right? Thank you, guys. If you, and this one I'm not going to ask you. Did you learn about your partner? What did you learn about your partner? Surprised you? If it surprised you, clap once. If it did not surprise you, clap twice. Oh, so that means when I asked you to tell me what your neighbor's strength and his dream, you were surprised that ukashindwa kuongea. It is okay. Next, please. Separation from loved ones, uncertainty about your future, but the uncertainty now, we have mitigated that by taking you to school. Sindio? Then there is cultural adjustment. When a Sudanese says yes, what does he do? Sindio? Mwalimu. Mwalimu, do you have students who are Sudanese? You can imagine the first time you had one, then ukamwambia go to class. She felt abused. But the truth of the matter, he was saying, yes. Sindio? And some of you might have been punished because of Sindio. But the truth of the matter, you are very respectful. Sindio. All right? Some of you, in your upbringing, You are used to talking, you and a woman is below you, sindio? Some of you. Then unaenda shule, from the principal to the cleaner are women. And they're supposed to be the one who are directing you. You wonder, what is this? Sindio? These guys who went to Canada, well, imagine, huh? You umetoka Kakuma, Canada, unapata, they have a cultural day. Na hiyo cultural day yao ni kutembea nude, meaning hawajavaa kitu yoyote. Imagine. Or you've never seen men kissing. Then you find men are kissing, sindio? Or you come to Nairobi here, unapata Waturukana hapa wanameka vitu kwa shingo, sindio? Shingo imejaa, hamujazoea hiyo, sindio? Mukapatana na watu kama mimi, wale ni Jaluo, wanasemanga nyinyi Nyasisi ni mandugu, sindio? Ukiongea unafikiria nitakusikia, sikusikia hata. Differences. Then there is financial difficulties. Some of you are in this program because there is financial difficulties for you to be taken to school. Then, and this one I'm very, very sure you've undergone, discrimination or exclusion. Kwa shule wanasema, how there's one student who has bad behavior, sindio? But watasema, how students wa kutoka Kakuma au refugees ni tabia mbaya, sindio? But it is only one student, sindio? Or when they want to do things, wanasema refugees wasikuje. You wonder, what is wrong with people? Next, please. And this one I want you to think about it. Have you ever felt different from others? Have you ever felt alone and misunderstood? Have you ever felt that your future is uncertain? We are going to clap. And I want to get response from you. Have you ever felt different from others? Clap once. Have you ever felt alone or misunderstood? Okay. Kwa watu waja clap. You are always understood. All right. Have you ever felt that your future is not certain? Oh, so that means you know your future is certain because you are in an Elimu scholarship. Kazi yako ni kusoma. You join your colleagues in Canada, you join your colleagues in Germany, you join your colleagues in America, you join your colleagues in the various universities in Kenya. Sindio? Because we got your back. Sindio? So, for the people who said they felt different from others and sometimes they are misunderstood, did you have a coping mechanism? If you have, kindly, kwa notebook yenu uniandikie, how did you cope? And the suggestion box iko pale, in that enters pale police wanakaa. Sindio? Take your time and write for me, then you are going to deposit that one when you go for our tea. Next, please. What is mental strength? Mental strength, according to how we've defined it, is staying hopeful during difficult times, managing your emotions effectively, recovering from setbacks, adapting from change or adapting to change, and continuing to grow despite challenges. Are we all there? So, of importance, we say mental strength is not about struggling. It is about continuing to move forward despite the struggles. Cynthia, for example, The organizers of this event had a problem. You are kidogo, bulikuwa kidogo, si ndio? What did we do? We decided to tell you to call your colleagues, si ndio? And we allowed you to use your phones, even though we tell you do not carry phones, si ndio? Truly struggle and we saw on how to cope. We gave you 1 hour to call your colleagues, and the number has increased. Si ndio? Then in the process of doing that, we'll find that we've already increased our numbers, and still we are continuing to get more scholars coming in. So, what is identity? Identity are those internal values, the intellect, the ambitions, and the unique characters that you have that brings out the beauty of your life. And an enduring narrative built on your family roots, cultural heritage, or even personal pride. The intentional choices you make each day that shape your academic or personal future. Colleagues, hapa, here, where we are, we have some of you who have tattoos zimefanywa kwa sura, si ndio? Wamekewa tattoos, si ndio? And most of you are coming from South Sudan, si ndio? There is a reason why they have those beauty marks, si ndio? Na kuna wale hawana. It's because of their identity as a group. Si ndio? Kweli ama rongo? Si ndio? But now, when you boys of Goseta go to Goseta Boys, do you have a unique identity for yourselves? Si ndio? When you go okay, I want to look for a school. Kabuwethwe, boys and girls, muko wengi hivi, si ndio? Boma boys, so muko wengi huko. You have your identity as a group, si ndio? And that group comes out from where you come from and how you carry out yourselves. So that's what makes an identity of a person. So we want you to be someone who can withstand issues, and we have thrivers. A survivor is someone who's going to focus on how to get through, meaning sai tumaita Congress. Survivor ni mtu because imeandikwa you have to come to Congress, ya amekuja Congress, si ndio? Ifike kesho aende. That is someone who wants to grow himself, si ndio? He might not be performing well, but he is getting some information from us. A survivor sometimes feels powerless, but a thriver is someone who builds their personal. A thriver lives with purpose. A survivor focuses on limitation. A thriver focuses on possibilities. I wish all of you to be thrivers. I really, really wish for you to be all thrivers, because when you thrive, they say one step said that he had a problem with mathematics. But by the time he was doing his exams, KCSE, he got a B. All right? Even me, where I was, the school I was, we were bright people, but the teachers believed that because you are bright, tunafundishwa once, one exam, but mimi kunifundisha mara moja sitashika. Si ndio? Ukinifundisha mara mingi nitashika. If I do not read notes, if I don't do anything, I'll still pass. So you make a decision on if you want to continue growing, if you want to build your personal power, if you want to focus on possibilities. A challenge, learning from difficulties. Example of my colleague here who said akona jua mathematics, aka learn from difficulties, akakuwa anaelewa mathematics, ndio. Sometimes you continue despite your setbacks. Sometimes when in school, you are being told that your sibling who is in South Sudan or in DRC or wherever is not conducive, but you have to cope. Have friends here. There's a student who is in Nyeri High. Is it Form 3 or Form 4? In Nyeri High? Is there a student from Nyeri High? Here? Kuna baridi. You can imagine hii environment. You go to a place where it is very, very cold. This room has already demonstrated resilience. You survive challenges. Many people cannot imagine to move up. Next, your resilience journey, you have to have something like a chart where we are opposite. All right? To overcome at any given, but you put in some effort having a proper resilience journey. Many people see you as my friends. You identify a leader. How many people here? Camera guy. Means you are no longer. You are an innovator. You are a dreamer. You are a future professional. That is you, my. So, who am I? Medical expert. I value one day a family, if possible. Thing I've never seen is the conjoined twin. To my household, wisdom, and I do give back to the country. I offer myself to mentor other people, and that's why I am here with City Tree. And this exercise, I want you to look at this as a tree. The roots of a tree system. In the stem, that is the trunk, what character traits do you have? What are those traits that makes you a person? The branches, what goals do you have? What inspirations do you have? When you look at a tree, you'll find that when it's still young, it needs to be watered. Sindio? So you water your value system, you water your cultural beliefs, your cultural backgrounds, you embrace those other beautiful things. Sindio? As you continue getting watered, your stem or your trunk becomes bigger. And when it becomes bigger, and you become strong to make you thrive better, your achievements and impact. They are at the level of, they have not reached the point of, you're supposed, kama unajua chem, make sure umepata chem yote. Si unachia mwalimu, you are at the trunk level, you can say that I'm at my inspiration for the next year. Performance of your KCSE, it will create impact. Harvard, you go to Kenyatta University. Common strengths among the parents, you have to be able to promise and leadership. Yes, and you are clicking. When you notice that when you click, utapigwa kofi, yes, sindio? Because now in Dauni is okay, sindio? Ask you which strengths describe you, because you'll find that there was no my friend, and he was happy about my colleague. Was there, all right? What he was telling you, do not, if If you are a B student, be an A student. A G student, be an A student. A G. Negative thoughts? Negative thoughts? Never, ever, ever here. Others are better than me. My situation defined me. Never on earth. Those things define me. Never on earth. Those things do not define you. Do not define you. Challenge those thoughts by asking yourself. Challenge those thoughts by asking yourself. My boys. My boys. You sit. You know very am I to sit. You know very am I doing something about it? Sindio? Am I doing something about it? Am I doing something about it? Oh, unajua uelewi maths. Fellow students aku having a positive health, positive self-talk, a positive self-talk. Replace I cannot do this with I am growing every day. I will always fail. I learn from every challenge. Challenge. By any chance do you have children? By any chance do you have children? How many, mwalimu? He asked, hauna mwalimu? He asked, hauna girls? I will not ask her when she got her first baby. Ask her when she got her first baby. But when she got it, she didn't know any. She didn't know any. I'll take care of the younger siblings, sindio? But the point of kuzaa mtoto, saya, I'm sure mtoto akilia unajua ni amejipupulia, unajua ni amejipupulia or anasikia njaa, sindio? Akifanya tumbo aje hivi unajua mtoto ako na gas kwa tumbo, sindio? She learned, sindio? Every day was a challenge for her in a first baby. Believe me have 2 daughters. My first baby. Believe me have 2 daughters. My first daughter, sometimes watoto analala. How we know a child is analala? How we know a child is breathing? Ni tumbo na chest na move, sindio? It's breathing. Ni tumbo na chest na move, sindio? Sindio? Ina move. Sindio? Ina move. That's what para sometimes they are breathing lakini au. That's what para sometimes they are breathing lakini au. I learned. So same way to you people. You will have new challenges. You are going to have new things coming to you. You say, I can learn. You say, I can learn. Mwalimu learned on how to take care of her baby. And voila, second baby. Voila, second baby. I was the best dad that baby. I was the best dad that baby number 2 had. Because nilikuwa najua vitu. Alright? I learned from them. How do we cope with anxiety? First of all, mazoezi. Kumedi na kuomba, sindio? Talking to trusted friends. You can do what we call journaling. What is journaling? Journaling is you have a diary and you write your thoughts in a, or you have to sleep. We do not want night runners here. We do not want night runners here, where when people are sleeping, they are awake. No night running for you people. Sawa? And take exercise and take a lot of water where possible. Top 3 sources of stress. What are your top 3 sources of stress? Nini hiyo inakufanya unakuwa na kiwewe? Do you have people who can answer that. Chaperons, mko na microphone. Another person. What are your top 3 sources of stress? Anyone there? In this corner? Anyone? Sir?
The 3 challenges that I have that cause my stress are as follows. Number 1, I stress. So I can try again to ensure that I must achieve that goal that I have set for myself. Number 2, I don't like to work under pressure. If I have set my goal or if I have prepare my timetable and somebody somewhere come and interfere with that timetable that I prepared, then I cannot work with that person. And if that person cannot allow me to go according to my will, so that one it causes me stress because I don't like this organization.
Thank you. You have another one?
Yes.
Okay, a final one?
And then finally, so the other thing that causes me stress sometimes, it is when I fail to understand something, because for me I like exploitation. So I like to know a lot because I'm the first person to go to school in our family. I'm the first child to go up to high school by now. So I want to know more, the actual thing, not the theories or some assumptions that are not here. So I like to understand the thing better.
Awesome. Now let's clap for him. All right, clap once. Any other person? Any other person? Yaani mkono umeka juu ama una stretch? Kama una stretch. Ameka mkono juu pale. Awesome. Ndio hiyo. Pena microphone nafanya? Is there any other person as they are sorting that one out?
First of all, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. My name is Moses Lorit Peter from Dururumo High School. I think I have only 2 top stressing things that are leading me not to be well every day. Amen. So the first one is about when I feel that I have dropped. So while others are improving. So it makes me to feel that why is it that those people have been playing all over, but I have been working hard, but I'm getting myself failing the subject, and most of them are passing while I know that I used to defeat them. The second one is about the humble background. When I look at the time that I'm waiting to change has not arrived now, so that I will see like I am transforming their life by now. So this is what I was to ask.
Thank you for sharing. As you've heard, some of the things that they are stressing them are things around those. By, for example, my colleague here who says that he has a meticulous way of his time management. If someone interferes with it, it throws him off balance. That is something he has to see on how he can cope with that. If he's going and doing his preps during his own reading, it can be many, many ways of managing this. So you have to get healthy ways of coping with these stresses. For you to also to have a proper system running, you have to have a support system, and the support system includes your friends, plus, and I can imagine this group of people are people that you guys rely on daily, because all of you have, as we speak now, we are doing mentorship for you. We are mentors. We are your friends. We have the family members with you. Your fellow scholars are here with you, so we have to rely on them to also learn. We have to turn pain into purpose, and you have to create your own story. As you're creating your own story, you have to get a source of inspiration, a source of leadership, a source of service, a source of hope. Because we've seen world greatest leaders transform challenges through that. Who knows of a world great leader who transformed or transformed a challenge into an opportunity? Yes, sir. Umtapa Green. A world leader who transformed a challenge into an opportunity. Inafanya? New Yapa, who transformed a challenge into an opportunity?
Okay, I by the name James Gumwell from Lodo Boys. So there is one of the entrepreneur, he's called Jack Ma, a Japanese guy. He's the founder of Alibaba. So this man, since he started his education, he didn't know how to speak in English. Actually, the Chinese or the Japanese doesn't know how to speak fluent English, online business. So he wanted to go and borrow some money from the bank, but his own colleagues or the team members tell him, Jack, no, don't try this because it will bring you into problems. Despite him, he applied for so many jobs, that is around 30. He applied for 30 jobs, but all of them got rejected. It reached to a point whereby they apply around 24 people, but there were only 23 people accepted. He was the only person denied. So despite him being rejected for 30 times in his job or in what he applied to be, he did not give up. He continued doing what he wanted to pursue in life. And now he's...
Example. All right? We have a world leader, even though in the Western countries they might not consider him a world leader. Have you ever heard of Ibrahim Traore? Ibrahim Traore, how did he come to power? Of getting into power. But what did he do? He said he's going to lead for a few months as they organize for proper elections. India. Then he decided to make sure, and by the time he was supposed to be organizing for a general election, the citizens are the ones who refused him to stand down. India. And as we speak, some of the things that they used to be brought from the Western countries, they are being managed in Burkina Faso. India. All right? So that was a very good example here, Jack Ma. Jack Ma didn't know any English, but he had to learn. But he's a Chinese, and I love his story. We have others, it's all that I cannot remember their names, but there are people who also challenges and brought them into opportunity. For example, Graham Bell, aliona how to send information was getting long. He decided to develop a phone, a telephone. And by that time, when the time he was doing that, people could, the telephone was connected through wires. Sindio? But now, it is wireless. Everything is going less and less. Sindio? So, for you to turn a source of service, what do you need to do and what you hope to achieve? When you have those are secret sauce to you turning a challenge into an opportunity. Next, please, growth mindset. Where they say in a growth mindset, you say, I can improve, I can learn or relearn, I can develop new skill. Producing ourselves. We say that we've done this, and we said lastly, we are doing a course on what? What course were we doing? Me and my colleague, AI. Everything is going AI. Hata mimi una udaktari yangu, things have gone AI. So I have to get a growth mindset whereby I can bring in my medicine and AI and work together to see on how we can have a growth. And the formula is you grow into it, and as you continue learning, and you move into success. As I'm finishing, what are the things that you can do in academic to move from academic issue to academic success? As we speak, my friends, out of a population of the male students were only 1,300. About 200 of you were not in. I said you have to seek help early, use mentors as much as possible, form a B to a B plus. Those are small wins that can grow into a big win. All right? You don't need to move from a big to a big win at once. Small wins, mdogo mdogo, then you reach your big win. Does not define you. Your past does not define your future. Displacement does not diminish your potential. As you have seen your colleagues here who are in Canada, your story matters because they had a story. You also have a story. And that story you can be the one giving us in the next few years here. Your voice will be geared towards your future. So you have to challenge yourself by saying, what is this thing, activity, but you have to have, they say, the strongest tree grow through strongest storms. That is by thriving beyond the displacement. And you are not defined by where you started. You are defined by who you choose. One or two questions? Mugongo yangu imechoka. That means mimi si mwalimu. Na mwalimu amenicheka hapa. All right. Allow you I will allow you this topic of placement. Boys, I know you have, it might, on this beautiful topic of thriving beyond displacement and looking at your Am I repeat the question again? Huh? If you have understood to anyone, mnataka tuulize swali lakini tusikuulize wewe, si ndio? All right. As you are doing that, allow me we are supposed to be ending in the next few minutes. We are or any rejoinder. Colleagues, friends, yes? I'm here.
Kwa majina naitwa Jacob Khalid. So swali yangu ni, nilikuwa nataka kuuliza wenye walikaa pale but sikupewa opportunity. What if you have been given an opportunity to go to abroad? Lazima uangalie miaka ama course. Nimeona wengi wetu hiyo miaka ishapita ya high school. So tukitaka kwenda abroad, lazima uangalie miaka ama.
What you are asking, is there age limitation to I do not have information of anyone who has been denied scholarship because of their age. All right? So they get their things well after they've gotten older. So I don't think there is a limitation to that. All right, colleagues, friends.
Good afternoon, my colleague brothers.
Good afternoon.
So, mine is not a question, it's just a suggestion. So, I'm so much excited about the word that you have encouraged us. So, my suggestion goes to my brothers that we have been encouraged about word displacement. So my encouragement is that let us work hard in our education and to make sure that we will come with a solution to pay back something in our community because of displacement. So thank you.
Whereby he advises you to work as much as possible to be able to support your community.
They study abroad. It seems like the future for Africa is a lie in Europe, Australia, America. So, what if a person is not managed to go to Europe? Will you not succeed in Africa?
That's a very beautiful question. And it is very heavy. And the beauty of it is one. I have my answers, and I also have my teachers here who can also give their thoughts. my answer, and Mwalimu, might you have, and Mwalimu is going to add to my response. You asked, is it that Africa does not have opportunities that we need to go abroad and get these opportunities? That is the gist of the question. It's like we do not have enough in Africa, that we go outside to go search for it. My humble say is no. If you look at even in terms of data, Africa have the highest, or rather the lowest age in terms of Africa has a young population. That's the word I want to use. Africa has a young population. That is, you people are retirees or people who are about to retire. But if you look at us as Africa in general, we have a young population. So that point is not true. It is an assumption. According to Mwalimu.
Then I have the last question.
Mwalimu is also going to add. It is also a fallacy saying that us going to the Western countries makes Africa a lesser place to be. No, it is not a lesser place to be. Because the only thing is that better technology than us, better opportunities than us. But we can go to those countries and come back to our local and implement locally. Someone said, learn world, implement local. Thank you. Malim, I think I've answered for you. Cinda? Thank you. You had a secondary question?
Yes, I have a second question.
Nakujapo? Yes, your secondary question?
My second question is, it goes like this. There was a teaching then we were given some ideas that we're supposed to share with other students, because mental health has affected many students in high school. So some, they end up killing themselves, others do drop out from school. So, and then the main causes of those problems, so they are lie within the school and the other activities that we do in the school. So what do you suggest that a student may do to cope up with those challenges that took place in the school, which caused them to end up killing themselves?
The question that you've asked, I do not know if the presentation is still there. Colleagues down there hapo kwa media station, slide number 18, is it there? Slide number 18. You are building a support network. We are there. Ama bado? Well, mimi ndo naonekana. Aya, wacha wakiweka problem. You need to build yourself a support system. And this support system, while in school, you can build this support system with your fellow students, even the school counselor, and or even a support staff in the various school who can listen to you with issues. And one of the best way to cope with them is to have a support system to thrive, is to have healthy coping strategies, which we talked about them very clearly on the slide 18. That is exercise, You have time to meditate and take a prayer, talking to friends, journaling, having a proper time management, getting enough sleep, taking breaks, those are things that can help you to cope while in school. It is you to choose what you need to take. Kulikuwa na question pale, then we go for our break. Yeah, hapo.
Okay. I got by the name Chamjok Biding from Senende High School. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. So mine is not question. I go back to my brother question there. You say that if you can go to America or if you lost this opportunity of getting a scholarship, you can success. So I have advice for all of us here. I got this advice from one of the storybooks. So my advice to all of us is that you can blossom from whatever location you find yourself in this world. If you take a lizard from America if you take a lizard to America, that lizard cannot become a crocodile. So you can success here in Africa. So another thing is, I got there is a person here called Maya Angelou say, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your altitude. Most people like pretty life, not because of their location, but because of their altitude. So if you don't like something, change it. Or if you can't change it, change your altitude to it. So here in Africa, we can success, not there in America. So Africa is good for us. So if to go to this Kenya university, so you can success in Africa, not America. You got me? So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that good rejoinder, and I wish to thank you. At this juncture, I want to take a step down. As you are doing that, we are going to give you a few. Nimeambiwa niwapatie 10 minutes for